Okay. So we have a feature that's been requested for a long time, and that's the prompt library, or otherwise known as being able to save your prompts for a later use. It's also kind of includes being able to share prompts in a way with other people, and I'll talk about that when I show the implementation and how we're going to achieve that. Um, yeah, and it's important because first of all, users have asked for it, and the user Erica has asked for it many times. And I'm sure many other people. Burge mentions it at least once every meeting when, especially in the Chrome extension, talks where he would like to reuse some of his prompts every time. So many people want it. It also has the potential to make it easier for new users to use prompts in a shared collection. So you can imagine someone like Steven setting up really nice prompts that other people from Harness or from a team can use without having to put all the effort up front to try and get a good answer. So there's some growth opportunities there too. Now, I'm going to present what Aaron's worked on and what I worked on together. It's not yet as far as I wanted it to be for this meeting. There's a piece of functionality missing, and that's for uh, prompts that are shared in shared collections. And I'll talk about what's missing and how it's going to look like in a bit. But first, I'm on the thread screen here, and you might notice it's slightly different in how it looks like with the prompts. I took some design inspiration from some stuff that Ricardo did right before collections or was shipped. And I think this is the right idea because now there's a bit more of a boundary and we know this is a prompt and it lets us have a more visible like menu button here. So as part of the work for the prompt library, I took the liberty to change this so that we can also have this menu here and have a bit more options for the prompts. And one of the options is to expand, or you can click on this to expand. I chose to do away with the button where it said see more. Not sure if that's an issue, but if anyone has a strong opinion, we can bring it back. I don't know how intuitive this is, but we can talk about that. And then one of the other options is saving to prompt library. So for any prompt that has been saved to our system, we can go and click save to prompt library. This is gonna pop up a modal. You have to choose a name in the description. So for example, I'll name this my cool prompt. This and this is a editor where maybe you want like users might want to make any changes to the prompt. Like for example, they don't want the shared collections. This is a fully functioning like copy of the prompt bar. So pretty much most of the things you can do in the prompt bar, you can do here. So I can go and maybe instead of the shared collections, I just want the test collection for this predefined prompt. And then we can save it and we can see it pops out a right drawer, and that's the main view for the prompt library. So there's going to be this big drawer with all the prompts. We can see the one I just created right here at the top. We can see the description I added for it, and we have the prompt box here. For prompts that are too big, I chose to clamp them with 3 lines, and just like in the thread experience, you can click on them to make them bigger and smaller. And clicking on one of these buttons will apply the prompt to the prompt bar. So this is to kind of send it to the prompt bar basically. And each one also has some options that I haven't implemented yet, but the edit prompt will pop up a menu similar to the save prompt where you can edit the contents of the prompt or the name or the description. You can copy it, and there's a button missing here, but you should be able to delete prompts. And of course, it's going to preserve all the at mentions and put them in the prompt bar and all that good stuff. The second way to get to the prompt library, and maybe you saw me do this, is now we have a button down here And this is the other way to get into the prompt library. And that's when you don't have anything in the chat and you just want to find a prompt instead of saving a prompt. You can go in here and choose one of the prompts and apply it. And you can also filter for prompts. Really quick before I open the floor to feedback and questions, I just want to address some questions up front. The first one is, what you see right now, all the prompts are saved to the user's prompt library. So everything that I'm doing, I'm saving it to my prompt library, as in my account. So no one else will be able to see this, and I'm not really sharing them with anyone. One thing that's missing, but that I'll do today later, is that there should be a collection picker here, and specifically a collection picker that lets you pick from the shared collections. So for example, here I would only have test as an option, or I would have an option for my personal library. So basically people will be able to choose if they want to save it to their personal library and not have it shared with anyone. It's just private, like a private collection. Or if the prompt should be attached to a shared collection, for example, test here. And if this test collection was shared with everyone in, everyone in Storytel, we would all have access to the prompts that are saved on that collection. So that's the way right now that we're going to allow for people to share collections by saving them to shared, to share prompts by saving them to shared collections. And what's missing here is a breadcrumb similar to what we have in the assets and everywhere else, where it shows which collection it belongs to. And if it's part of the private library, it should say private or personal library. So they should have breadcrumbs like this to show us which collection it's part of. I think that's all that I wanted to talk about specifically. So now we can open the floor to feedback and questions and everything else.
We're ramping for you right now, Andy.
Thank you. I appreciate them. I forgot to open it, so I can't hear them.
Hey, who's got thoughts and feedback?
Can you go to the edit prompt